Want to show you the Storm Prediction Center does have central and western Wisconsin in a slight risk for severe storms. Now that's Saturday. You can see we had a little lightning with some of these early day storms. They were not severe and they are weakening. In fact, it does not look like we have any lightning at this point. But as we travel back down to the south and west, this is the edge of our viewing area right here. So a close call, but these storms are staying just south and west of our part of the state, and they were severe earlier. Again, we had some indications of it could have been up to an inch in diameter size hail, plenty of lightning, and again, they're not moving all that fast, moving to the southeast now, probably about 15, maybe 20 miles per hour. As they lose a little steam, they're starting to push through a little faster. So that will continue away from us. Meanwhile, we're still watching. And part of the problem is we've had this stalled out boundary across southern Wisconsin. So a lot of rain and the stormy weather there, as Kevin was talking about, but not quite as much for the Northwoods locations. Up until finally a break from the rain and the clouds with some of that blue sky, sunshine to enjoy this afternoon. Seasonable temperatures, comfortable dew points. Enjoy it today. Rain already arriving by late on the day tomorrow.
Back out here live at mile marker 20. Right now they're running into a bit of a breeze, the runners are.
Yeah, that's right. The wind is coming right at us here, just about due west right here in downtown Green Bay. But it's a nice day. In fact, as we take a look at our satellite and radar, most of the sprinkle activity is already diminishing. On a national scene, you can see plenty of activity right across the heart of the nation, but we're also monitoring what could be the first tropical storm of the season. Looking pretty disorganized at the moment, and we've got some dry air feeding in, but as we get through the next, say, 4 to 5 days, especially by Wednesday, that does look to be strengthening, and the parameters will be a little bit better for tropical storm development. So a 70% chance there for seeing that develop into a tropical storm. And of course, the hurricane aircraft is set to check that out this afternoon. Again, closer to home, we'll be watching those storms back across portions of Iowa. So showers showing some signs of weakening, but probably still some bouts of heavy rain here throughout Fond du Lac County and right over Lake Winnebago. A tornado warning, a Doppler indicated rotation, but these storms are really cooking to the northeast, in some cases as fast as 60-65 miles per hour. They're packing winds and probably a few embedded thunderstorms down to the south. All of this coming together and hitting our southern locations around daybreak tomorrow. So there's 7 o'clock, and you can see that we've got all precipitation types. At this point, we're still going to be in the 20s, so I would suspect there's going to be a little bit of rain.
I was going to say, I did a weather story today, and I'm a little depressed. Tough gig you have these days.
Yes, it's depressing. We have to live it, and we have to hear about it.
Less than a week is left for the extreme temperature.
Coming up, we're going to take a look at Pinpoint Predictor's latest take on the snowfall numbers and let you know what to expect as this weekend wraps up. For now, we'll throw it back into the studio. Matt? Active weather back across central and western Wisconsin, so we can't completely rule out a few isolated evening storms. Most of that will be on the western edge of the viewing area. On and off weekend storms also going to be with us. Warm and muggy temperatures. You're already feeling that now in most spots. Want to show you our hail detection here with Viper, and you can see all of that white now. That is what looks to be some very small hail. None of these storms are really hanging around too long, kind of just popping up under the heating of the day. And again, the possibility of some smaller hail is possible there. That trend could continue through the evening hours, but I do think those chances are going to taper off here later on tonight. Satellite and radar now, this is just over the last 3 hours. Look at northeastern Wisconsin, nice and quiet with hazy sunshine. Here's that line of shower and storm activity, and there's a few isolated storms kind of out ahead of that as this warm and muggy air mass continues to move up from the south. So this is the last 3 hours. So we watched that last bit of wet weather scoot off out of the Northwoods, and then we got back into some sunshine there. The rest of the area also enjoying some sunshine. And now those clouds and those showers and storms really starting to blow up here again across portions of west central Wisconsin. There's the lightning overlay, so there is plenty of lightning, and check them out. They're moving just about due north. So again, they're not moving west to east, so these really are not expected to get into much of the viewing area. But again, it is kind of a close call, as this is the edge of the viewing area right here. So again, any of these storms that start to fire up in this direction could clip maybe portions of Waushara, Green Lake, maybe Marquette, maybe even up to the north into far western Shawano or maybe western Langley County. So again, those evening storms possible there. I really do think most of the valley eastward will be quiet tonight. Otherwise, pinpoint predictor time, and let's try to break down some of these storm chances because we're going to have plenty of that around here. Want to show you the Storm Prediction Center does have central and western Wisconsin in a slight risk for severe storms. Now that's Saturday. So with that said, the best chance for stronger storms for northeastern Wisconsin going to be right across the western edge of the viewing area. Into Sunday, though, that line sneaks further to the east. So this orange color, that is your slight risk for severe storms, and it does include much of the viewing area. And a lot of this will be coming in during the morning of your Sunday. As of now, that is how it is looking. And so let's time it out for you. Again, through the evening hours, you can see most of that activity sitting back west of the viewing area. But again, there's Langley County, and points right in this direction here could see just a few of those isolated showers or thunder showers early on. Look at the rest of the night, though. Other than just an isolated shower or thunder shower, not a lot going on. We start off with some clouds on Saturday. Into the afternoon, we're still looking for a mix of sun and clouds, and again, we could have a few isolated showers or storms later on Saturday. Saturday night into Sundays, probably when we have a better chance for some heavier rains. As you can see, they're still kind of scattered about, so it doesn't look to be a solid area, but certainly any of these showers that do pop up have the potential of providing some heavy rain. Gusty winds, of course, thunder and lightning. So we'll be watching this very carefully again through Sunday morning. So the overnight into Sunday morning looks to be chance number one for some stronger storms, but it's not quite over yet. We may get a bit of a break in the action, which is great news. I know a lot of you trying to get outside here throughout the weekend, and you will have time to enjoy the outdoors. Here's the afternoon, and it's looking pretty quiet, but as we get towards the peak heating of the day, Sunday afternoon, we are looking for more storms to fire up. Later on, that will then be pushing into northeastern Wisconsin Sunday night and into Monday. So we could be looking at a couple of overnight events once again through this time frame here. It's possible we may need an upgrade, certainly with that slight risk for severe weather into Sunday morning and possibly even into Monday. You want to keep a close watch on the forecast here coming up. Tuesday should be mostly dry, and Wednesday now holds a chance for showers. But at this point, those 2 days don't look to pose a real severe weather threat here for northeastern Wisconsin. 82 warm and muggy degrees in Green Bay, Appleton, Oshkosh. You've got 87 in Wapaka, even over towards the lake. Sheboygan, you're at a comfortable 75 degrees, 77 up to the north in Iron Mountain. Tonight's forecast, again, mostly cloudy, just a few scattered thunder showers, mostly back to the west, balmy with temperatures mostly in the 60s through the night. Getting back into the 80s tomorrow, just a 20% chance for some storms there. Again, best chances will be back to the west. Winds will be a little breezy out of the south to southeast. Beyond that, again, Saturday night, make that into early Sunday. That's when we could be looking at some of the stronger storms there. 84 degrees, only dropping to 70 through the overnight. Another round of potentially strong storms is possible on our Monday before we get a chance to dry out on Tuesday. Wednesday, some scattered showers and a little cooler there, and we're still looking for that dry forecast for the 4th of July. So a couple of dry days there to finish off your 7-day forecast. The short one, though, certainly humid and
it's not snow there on the.
Those are fireworks.
Those
are just festive fireworks.
Okay, we need to color those. Something other than white.
You never know here. You got to ask.
That would be bad. We'll be right back.
Storms are in the forecast again tonight. As Rebecca Schuld explains, now's the time to have those extra security measures in place so you don't get caught off guard when storms strike at night.
Summer severe weather has been slow to start, but that quiet trend came crashing down Monday night with the state's first tornado outbreak of the season. In all, 6 tornadoes were confirmed Tuesday by the National Weather Service across southern Wisconsin. An all too eerie reminder of our last tornado outbreak here closer to home last August. If you're anywhere in that circular area that you see there, there's still substantial damage in those locations, and both storms dropped 6 separate tornadoes, and both events happened overnight, which brings an added danger for storms and for storm spotters.
We don't encourage people to go out spotting in the middle of the night. That is very unsafe for our volunteers, plus a lot of them work, in the morning. So to get a storm spotter out there in the middle of the night is not easy.
It's difficult to know sometimes the severity until maybe the storm is right upon you, unless there's an amazing amount of lightning and you can really see a tornado amongst those lightning flashes.
Local emergency management directors in the Fox Valley work with the National Weather Service to alert people when dangerous storms are on the way. But folks also need to take responsibility for their own safety. Tonight I spent time with Jeff Last at the National Weather Service in Green Bay, talking about the best ways to stay safe and informed when it comes to severe weather, especially at night.
It's important that people don't rely only on outdoor sirens to get severe weather information. They need to have multiple ways to listen for severe weather warnings, including NOAA Weather Radio, their local TV and radio stations, so that they are ready for severe weather when the warnings are being issued for their local area.
And even when you're asleep, Storm Center 2 provides an extra safety blanket with our on-the-go app, alerting you the moment dangerous storms approach, even before they turn severe. With another round of overnight storms on the way, we're making sure you have plenty of ways to stay safe and enjoy the summer season. I'm meteorologist Rebecca Schuld. After a break in the action, the rain is starting to redevelop down to the south, still looking at a mix of rain and freezing rain, with snow now just developing west of Antigo. That trend will continue and lead to some heavy snow to the north overnight. Very windy for all of northeastern Wisconsin. It is going to be a tough night for travel. Take a look at these temperatures. It's really interesting to note that even though places down to the south and west where there are thunderstorms, it's only in the mid-range 30s, and mid-range 30s really pretty common statewide. So temperatures are quite uniform. The center of this low pressure system still down across Iowa, and you can see that very heavy snow and all of the thunderstorm activity on the eastern side of that. And again, we've had some severe weather already ongoing for portions of Illinois. They've got severe thunderstorm warnings and watches, tornado watches. Right around the Springfield area, there is a tornado warning, a Doppler indicated rotation, but these storms are really cooking to the northeast, in some cases as fast as 60-65 miles per hour. They're packing winds at times towards 60 miles per hour. There's hail, there's lightning. It's a very intense storm that will continue to provide a lot of this wet weather here. Now, I want to loop this over the last 6 hours so you can see that it does appear that there could be a little bit of weakening now with these systems, and I would suspect that as we continue into the night, we will lose some instability. But just to track it out for you, in fact, if we just were to take one cell and track it out about 50 miles per hour to the northeast, that's going to put it right through Fond du Lac here, right about our 5 o'clock broadcast for Maine weather. So stay tuned. George will have the latest updates then. But we'll continue to monitor these showers and these storms, the lightning over the last 2 hours. It is possible that some of at least our southern locations will be dealing with a little bit of thunder and lightning, in addition to what could be some very heavy rain at times. And again, that freezing mix coming in late tonight. Here it is 4 o'clock, and predictors got a great handle on it. So there's the heavy snow. This is more of just rain and maybe at times some freezing rain. So again, 4 o'clock. Now we'll take you into the first part of the night. This is when we're expecting that heavy snow right around 8-9 o'clock up to the far north. And we will be looking at snow rates possibly 1 inch to 2 inches per hour there. And then for the rest of us, mostly rain and freezing rain, and again, early on could have a little bit of thunder in there. As we get towards the midnight hour, this is going to be transitioning to all snow as temperatures drop back below the freezing mark, and then as we get you through the rest of early Friday morning, it gradually starts to break apart as that low will then be lifting northwards across the upper peninsula, and it will continue to then shift away from the state. We'll get into a little bit of some late day sun tomorrow, but overall, again, we're really still on par for this 4 to 8 inches here up to the far north, and maybe just 1 inch or 2 of that spotty light snow. But the other issue, again, a little bit of ice accumulating not only on roads but on sidewalks, on tree limbs. So some of that could come down and cause some at least sporadic power outages. And then the winds, really the huge issue as we get into our night. You can see past the midnight hour when that advisory and that warning takes effect. We're going to have winds sustained up over 30 and even 40 miles per hour right towards the noon hour on your day tomorrow, and then they eventually subside into Friday evening. So again, late tonight and early tomorrow, travel is going to be very dangerous. We're going to be talking about the windy conditions and also some icing on the roads. Beyond that, we go back to the quiet, cold conditions. But again, for now, heavy snow is expected up to the north this evening. That rain mix elsewhere with those very gusty winds, 20 to 40 miles per hour. We drop back to the mid-range 20s. Into your day tomorrow, spotty snow showers, and again, through the first part of the day, maybe 1 inch or 2 of accumulation. Cold and windy. Notice those highs don't budge much at all, and early on wind gusts could be up towards 50 miles per hour. Beyond that, again, the snow will be wrapping up through the first part of your Saturday, maybe a few stray flurries on the first part of the weekend, I should say. And then it's very quiet beyond that and very cold. So we settle into that cold air mass once again, and we're going to be breaking some records on those sub-zero lows coming up.
Great.
Something to look forward
Well, at
to.
least it's a record.
Another week and